All right, welcome to the Real Talk Football TV Premier League debate show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All of that. Self chat with Tobias. All right, Liverpool. We ain't touched Liverpool for a bit. Can Liverpool win the Premier League, Tobias? Take your Man United hat off. Can Liverpool win the league?
So we're here now, yeah. Finally,
We're here.
It's taken this long, yeah, for you lot to start talking about Liverpool. You see,
Is it coming? Is it coming home?
You can challenge whether you're going to win it. That's a different story. I said from last year. I said like when it comes to this year, you're not going to be as bad as you were, and recent history proves that you're going to be there or thereabouts. The main advantage, which again I touched upon last time, is your goal output. Like you got a lot of goals in you, and now you've got goals from midfield. Like and that's what you've been missing for a long time, since Coutinho even, or Wijnaldum. Now you've got midfielders that can actually score a goal. So you add that with what you got up top, your deficiencies behind, it doesn't matter. So the whole talk about Trent will be forgotten, because now Trent's just going to be back up on the assist charts again, and doing what he's been doing. So that will get forgotten about for another season at least. But yeah, even though I do feel that you're still missing a midfielder and maybe a defender, like a right back for if Trent is injured, because Gomez isn't it. If you've got to come out away from that and have Gomez there, that's not the one. But yeah, the start that United made, all the rest of it, you've got to be there or thereabouts, and you've been putting it off for ages. This has been winding me up, and now all of a sudden you want to talk about it. You see,
listen, it's not even winding me up. I was just waiting. For over a couple of games to see where we are. But I think we can challenge. I think you're right. I think we can challenge. I think Liverpool are in a title race. I think we're the only team, shown since Pep Guardiola, that can push Man City to the limits. I said the only way Liverpool can challenge, a few things have to go. McAllister had to hit the ground running, which I thought. And I said one of the other midfield players that Klopp have signed, they have to hit the ground running. And Szoboszlai's hit it more than anybody. I actually think he's been Liverpool's best player, arguably the signing of the season. If you take the players out who just come from a different league into the Premier League, arguably the signing of the season.
Well, he's been the standout, clearly.
Yeah, 100%. I can't think of anybody else who've come from a different league, first season. I know it's only 6 games, but to hit the ground running how he is and just take the Premier League by storm. He's made it look kind of easy. He's come over from the Bundesliga, which personally, a league that doesn't really translate to the Prem.
Which is funny though, because it's very similar to the Prem, I feel.
Yeah, but it still doesn't translate, which is weird. I don't know what the reason is, but it still doesn't translate. I think same type of style, but I just think the Prem's a better version of it. I just think every game is a tough game. But going back to Liverpool, I think the midfield, where last season the midfield was our weakness. Now you look at the midfield players. Now you look at Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch. You got Curtis Jones there. I think if you want Endo played good against Leicester, Thiago to come back. You're right. By Tečić. Now you look at that midfield now, and you think it's got strength in depth. Maybe it still lacks a real high-level defensive midfield destroyer. But tell you the truth, I don't think there's a lot out there. So you might as well keep your money, because you look how Caicedo's gone to Chelsea. I know it's completely different, but he hasn't pulled up any trees. Declan Rice has been okay. The media have made him look like he's Vieira, but he's been okay. So there's no one out there.
Amrabat would have done well for you.
Yes, he could. Yes, he looked very good, and I think he looked good for you lot. I think if you put him in there, he could have elevated us. But I think with the midfield players we've got already, and then you've touched on it, the goals. You look at the front five. It's arguably the best front five in the league if you look at it as a collective. All of them got goals in them. All of them could hit 15 plus. And if they stay fit, they're going to score goals. I think it's the 4th game in a row that we scored 3 goals or more. I know we're conceding. I think that's the only problem defensively. But if you say to Liverpool fans, it's been 3 weeks now, Trent hasn't played, and we haven't really missed him. And he's been our creator for the last 2 or 3 years. And he's been out with a hamstring injury, and no one's really batted an eyelid because we've got goals and we're creating chances. So fair play to Klopp, because I think Klopp was struggling last year. For him to rejuvenate the midfield and get it right, and it's just a lot of legs.
For like 120 mil in total, isn't it?
Yeah, 120 mil on 4 midfielders. That's great business. It's great business for, one midfielder's going for that type of price. He's bringing 4, and all of them are quality, and all of them are young. They've got legs, and you can develop them. And I think you got to give Klopp props what he's done to rejuvenate a midfield for 120 million. And you look at Gravenberch, the 2 games, 2 assists. You think to yourself, he can elevate. He can end up playing as the number 6. You just never know. I look at Liverpool now. You look at the squad. There's a lot of depth. Defensively, that's the only problem. But your midfield and forward line, there's a lot of depth. And I think Liverpool and Arsenal are neck and neck for second anyway. I think they're neck and neck. But I think if there's one team that's going to challenge Man City, I think it's Liverpool. We've shown that. And I think, like I've said before in previous podcasts, Liverpool are very dangerous, and especially Klopp are very dangerous when no one talks about them, when they're the underdog. Now, we've always said that Klopp likes being the underdog when no one's talking about them. That's what he gets off. And I think no one's really talked about Liverpool. People say Liverpool might come 5th, fighting for top 4. And I think with Klopp telling the players basically, no, everybody's writing us against the world. It's working.
To be honest, you lot rip yourself off because you haven't even wanted to talk about Liverpool. So you lot were happy to be the underdog, and now all of a sudden the gas is churning. I know what's coming. Because you've been quiet in this group for a minute, and I know what's coming. I see you warming up recently, and I'm not liking it. But I agree, and I think that the worrying thing for me is that Klopp's now got away from the water carriers in the midfield. They're all progressive
players.
Players, so it's quite interesting, and it will be. But unfortunately for me, I've got to see it again. I've got to see some form of challenge yet again from you lot, and while we're just stuck in the mud. But
well, I don't know if you lot are stuck in the mud. I think it looks like a wobble now. I think that's 3 wins on the spin, and you've got a good run of games. And I think Amrabat against Crystal Palace, he showed that he gives you energy and legs, and he can play. And I think he would give Casemiro the license to go forward, because Casemiro, one thing with Casemiro, what he didn't really show at Real Madrid, that is a great part of a football. So now he can kind of be playing as a number 8, really. And he's kind of letting Amrabat's play he started off at left back. He kind of inverted from left back into midfield. Yeah, so.
But he's going to be the perfect 4 for Cass, because you just saw it there. Just someone to have Cass's back. Someone that's going to do that dogged running, bit dirty, and he's comfortable on the ball. So it was the only positive to see, really. And plus a couple of the youngsters coming in, you take that because they're always going to show you what fans like to see.
All right, let's go back to Liverpool. The last bit. What do you think Liverpool's front 3 should be if you was picking Liverpool's front 3?
Well, it's Salah, Diaz, and Núñez. I wouldn't pick Núñez solely because I think Núñez is better as an impact player. I think that he offers a lot more coming off the bench than he does starting. So it's either going to be Gakpo or Jota for me, but I think Gakpo offers that a lot more going forward in terms of. But then, do you need that anymore with the midfielders you've got? I don't think you need that anymore. So I may put Jota in there. Go for Jota.
Okay. Personally, I will go Salah, Diaz, Núñez. Like you just said, that's what I had in my head. We don't need a false 9 no more. I think Liverpool's style is evolving. I think the false nine narrative now, or the false nine role, is dead. I think teams have locked that off now. I think that's what Pep's done with Haaland. He needs a traditional number 9, and I think we need a traditional number 9. And I think, yes, I know Nunes is going to frustrate. He's going to frustrate, show glimpses of quality, and want to pull your hair out all within 10 minutes. But I think I would go with him because I think Nunes hurts Nunes hurts defenders more than Gakpo. I think you can use Gakpo in certain positions and certain teams. So if I was playing Man City away, then yeah, I will go into Gakpo because I know Gakpo can drop into the 10 or drop into midfield and hold the ball and receive the ball in a half turn and put people in. But I think where Liverpool's midfielders are now, it's crying out for a striker just to run in behind. It's because we've got players who can thread passes like Szoboszlai and McAllister. So I would rather go Salah, Diaz, Nunes. And I feel sorry for Jota because every time this guy plays, one thing with Jota, he's a perfect impact player off the bench or when he starts. He scores regardless, gets his little tap-ins, little goals into the box. And he'll end up with 20. I've said it. He'll get 20 goals this season if he stays fit. And that's from the bench or playing. And he'll be one of Liverpool's top goal scorers. But he won't be a regular, which is mad.
But I don't know. Nunes, I know you mean Jota's just that clinical edge. What can't he do that Nunes offers you?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So it's just carnage. I just don't think anyone knows. Not even Nunes knows what he's going to do next. So it's difficult. It's difficult for players in the final third, especially if you're trying to use him as a wall or anything like that. I just don't think he's got that in him, and he's only got one way of playing, and that's just over the top.
I think I will say, I think his hold-up play will develop. I think he showed flashes of it. I just think his finishing needs to get consistent, and I think that's how strikers are these days. Bar Haaland, they're very inconsistent. But yeah, all right. Last bit. Spurs Liverpool. What's the score? This could be anything, to be fair.
Spurs are not. They're not shy. They're not shy going forward.
They'll go for it. They'll go for it.
They will go for it, and that's what you got to respect about that Ange at the minute. He's showing no one no respect, and he's saying, "Look, we're here to play." Yeah, so it's going to be a very open game. I think you see against Arsenal, it was about the same. I just don't think that defensively they're going to be able to cope. I just don't. I don't. Romero, you just can't trust him. I used to like him. I don't know if I dislike him. I just think he needs maybe a partner to calm him down and to focus him. But at the minute, he's just running lawless, and it don't bode well. So I reckon just for that, I reckon you may take it 3-1.
I had the same thing. I had 3-1 or 3-3. I think it's going to be carnage. I think Liverpool started off slow. They keep on conceding. You can't keep on conceding the first goal. And one thing with Tottenham, if the chances fall to Son, they're going in the back of the net. So,
and plus, it'd be interesting to see how you play against the 10 rule because Maddison's playing quite well at the minute.
Yeah, how we pick him up
10 with that lack of 6.
I think you got to bring Endo back in. You got to. That's his role. I don't
reckon he will though.
You got to. That's his role. I will go Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai. That's what you bought him for. These are the games you bought him for. At home, you don't need him. Just go out and attack. But I think the Tottenham's away where they can hurt you, especially Maddison picking up pockets. I think Endo's got to come in. That's his role. That's what you bought him for. Don't know if he's good enough, but that's what you bought him for. Yeah. All right, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're back after Liverpool versus Spurs. Tobias, I'll leave it to you.
Klopp out, man.
Yeah. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We are Real Talk Football TV. We are out.